So actually this was Saurabh's talk, but he could not be here, so I'm speaking on his behalf. IOL calculations have been going on for a while now. Earlier, we used to just kind of arbitrarily add a power of 19 diopters to the pre-cataract refraction. Otherwise, people would use a standard powered lens. Then early 90s is when the formulas came into being. And they were pretty good. Regression formulas were giving about plus or minus 1 diopter. And that was a pretty good target for that time. And then the first generation formula was the SRK formula, which all of us have learnt about in our postgraduate books, but don't use anymore. This was basically a regression formula as follows, and it has worked very well for average eyes. But the problem was the moment you went beyond average, which is beyond the range of 20 to 25 millimeters axial length, you used to get into problems and there were errors. So the second generation formula SRK2 came, which did a modification for these extremes of axial length essentially. And that also worked pretty well until you had the third generation of formula that came along, which were the SRKT of a Q and Holiday 1. These gave further refinements to improve accuracy. And especially for the longer eyes, SRKT and Holiday 1 was very good. And for shorter eyes, Hoffer Q was very good. And I think for almost 10, 15 years, this was the gold standard for most of us. The last decade or so, the fourth generation formula and fifth generation formula have really taken over. And that started with the Holiday 2 and the Haigis formula. Holiday 2 is basically named after Jack Holiday. He's an ophthalmologist, but he's also a physicist. And he's done some great innovative work, the benefits of which all of us are reaping today. Basically, it needs additional measurements other than the standard keratometry and axial length. They were taking white to white, anterior chamber depth, lens thickness, patient data, etc. And that was all fed into the software, and it would give you an output of a result. Simultaneously, Wolfgang Haigis came up with the Haigis formula for the IOL master, which was this complicated equation below, which used multivariate regression analysis. So the A constant was actually A0, A1, A2, which then kind of came together and gave you a good result. The fifth generation was the Olsen and the Barrett Universal 2. This really stepped up the kind of baseline and gave very, very accurate results. And I think even till today, I think most of us are now using the Barrett Universal 2 as the gold standard. And thankfully, Professor Barrett has made it free and it's available online on the apacrs.org website. It's a great resource which all of us should use if, in case you don't have access to these expensive biometers. But what has really taken everything to the next level is the involvement of artificial intelligence. And Professor Warren Hill has come out with the Hill RBF formula. And then Uday Devgan and group have come out with the LADA super formula. Basically, this uses the power of computing to and artificial intelligence to better predict the IOL power. So basically, we've known about AI for a very long time, but it's only recently that we have really been able to apply it because the computing power has become so much better. And essentially what we are using is something called neural networks and radial basis function. So this has been there since 1997, but because of rudimentary computing power, we could really harness its power. And now, after 2016, this has really been kind of come into vogue in a big way. And it has multiple applications in medicine, etc. So you can see all these images. We know who these people are just by looking at the outline, even though you can't see their face, right? So just like that, if you have a data set which is available and you train the computer to identify that with this data set, this should be the ideal IOL power based on historical evidence, you can essentially get a very accurate IOL power calculation. And these applications in facial recognition, which we use in our modern day phones, fingerprint recognition technology, ECG recognition, etc. All these places, this is being used. So again, this is available online on these websites. The LADA super formula is available on iolcalc.com. And essentially, earlier that distinction that short eyes, long eyes, you have different formulas. Most of these newer formulas work very well for almost all axial lengths. Another new formula that has come into vogue recently is the Kane formula, which uses traditional theoretical optics along with big data techniques. So it's a combination of different techniques to give you very, very accurate results as good as Universal 2 and Hill RBF. The second important thing that has happened is the improvements in our biometry. Traditional biometry was ultrasound and keratometry, but now we have these optical biometers which evolved through partial coherence interferometry and optical coherence, low coherence reflectometry. And now the gold standard has become the swept source OCT, which gives you fabulous results, and it can go through dense cataracts, which the older optical biometers could not do. I think I've run out of time, so I won't go into these specific situations. But essentially, just for post-refractive surgery, I think this one website is very useful, iolcalc.org. This is very useful for post-LASIK, post-PRK, and post-RKIs. And, this one website has really helped solve a lot of our problems with respect to post-refractive eyes, which are a challenge in our post-refractive cases when you're doing cataract surgery. Thank you.